This is Colin McCracken here for ZombieHunter.com. I'm here with some of the cast and crew from Emily vs. the World. So, we'll take it from you, sir. If you could just give me a very brief introduction to yourself.
Yeah, I'm Steve Garry. I play one of the two ensemble leads in the film called Samuel. It's a post-apocalyptic short centered around zombies and the hunt for food, basically. And a relationship between two people, which Nick will tell you a little bit more about the origins of where that came from, I think. Yeah.
Excellent. Okay, so Coach Nick.
My name is Nick. I write the film, direct the film, and everything Steve said, I'm going to tell you more about it.
My name is Phoebe, and I played Emily, the annoying girlfriend who saved your life.
Wonderful. Okay, so Nick, we'll go to you. What was it about the post-apocalyptic or the dystopian aspects that appealed to you for this short?
I've always been really interested in that world, I think, because the films that capture that world well, and creating the world and doing that, it shows you what you're actually losing in society, what you kind of miss. And what I tried to do is create a world and put little bits of memories and things and stuff that people that mean nothing, like chess pieces and teacups and stuff that are just there every now and again. And then put these two people who are essentially a married couple that are just really just bickering and not getting on very well, and then put them in this world and they're stuck together. They have to stay together because they need each other, and they've got to find food and they've got to find shelter and whatnot.
Excellent. So it's not only a sort of tale of survival, it's a tale of sort of familial struggle as well, and conflict within that.
It's more about that, I think. It's not because we were talking this morning to someone about zombie films, and I'm not sure that it is the zombies in it, but it's not set out to be a zombie film, and it's only a short film, so you can't really do a great deal anyway. Yeah. I think it's more probably about their relationship, and it starts with Steve's character trying to leave Phoebe's character, and then coming back, and then there's little disputes and just normal things that couples have, and then also this thing like tanks and zombies.
And with the sort of dystopian post-apocalyptic world, it gives you a lot of scope for some really interesting aesthetics as well.
Yeah.
And I was just wondering, what sort of angle did you take on this?
We had a really beautiful location, and I think the idea of creating a world that was amazing and that they were stuck in while this horrible shit's going on, but you've got this beautiful kind of countryside and flowers and whatnot.
Yeah. Rocket launchers and all that
Fantastic.
Phoebe, Sorry. Bit frothy today.
Is that good?
Yes. So I think it was trying to find a contrast between beauty, nature, and things that have outlived mankind.
Yes.
And then the shit that they left behind, which is like they used to. Kind of in 9 minutes.
Yeah. But that's one of the really interesting things about dystopian cinema is that you'll always have somebody going through maybe a fairground or something like that. And you've got the Statue of Liberty scene, Planet of the Apes. You've got Carruthers, the road. When people are walking through things that would erstwhile be fantastic, beautiful landscapes or places of touristic interest, but now they're just these desolate, barren sort of just horrible scenes where people have to sort of go through to survive, not to entertain themselves as whereas they might have done. So obviously it's a short film, so it's done on a fairly limited budget. So what means did it go to create this sort of atmosphere, for you guys?
Sorry.
Nick is very good at being very organised, knowing exactly what he wants, but giving the sort of air that it's a very comfortable, creative environment, and it feels brilliant to be able to play.
Yeah.
And you've always done that in all your films, and this is particularly like that, I found.
Cool.
We hadn't seen the tanks or the armoured vehicles or this procession that Nick had organised, and after being suited and booted in our costume, we were escorted down to this rather barren-looking farming landscape with several tanks and armoured vehicles attached to it, and it really kind of opens your mind as an actor when you've got those kind of so those big set pieces around you, you know, with no green screen or blue screen to put you off, so to speak. So it's the whole thing was a very real looking set.
That's wonderful.
It was nice to.
Yes, we were shot in 2 days, and then it was over a weekend, and on the Friday we got down there and we built this set essentially with tanks and whatnot. And somebody came to me and said, like, you know, so early in my career, I thought I'd never get asked this question. How many tanks do you want? I'm like, 1 or 2, and they were like, we'll give you 5. And I was like, all right. And okay, so that was an amazing thing to be able to have, and it was never written in the script because it would be stupid to write tanks and stuff for me, someone like me, because I'm the millions and millions of pounds to get things. So anyway, we built this thing and put certain little bits, like there's a teddy bear, and there's a weapon, and there's some dog tags, and it was the hooks for Steve's character and Phoebe's character. I sort of told them, right, there's a thing in front of the Volvo, and there's a thing before the armoured personnel carrier for you and for you, and then we took them down and shot it, and as it went down, and then they walk and cut it together, and it was like a 15-minute sequence of them just exploring and improvising. Some really nice stuff in there, and it goes into about 30 seconds in the film, about a minute or something.
But that must be really nice to have that little sense of freedom, you know, to play around with, but obviously under very sort of methodical direction, as it were.
Yeah.
It seems so.
Yeah, it's like you say, it's rare you get the opportunity to be on a set that's as ideal as that was for this particular short. You know, usually you either constricted to a lounge or a backdrop, and you can't move from that. Whereas we had the entire field. I say field; it was more like 20 acres of land to look around and to absorb all this, you know, all this heavy military machinery. So it puts you in sort of, you know, a good scope of what's happening.
Yeah, that's fantastic. And is this the genesis of a larger idea? Is this something that you would like to expand, or was this a sort of self-contained project that you're happy to sort of wrap up and develop and move on to?
It's initially it was a self-contained project, but it's become. I finished the feature script.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, last week I finished it, and I started in January. And I've been doing various jobs, and it's been something really nice to come back to, like my own filmmaking, my own work. And so it's going to be something else. It's not necessarily the same characters and the same sort of world, the same sort of look, and hopefully that's brilliant. That's the plan.
Yeah, because you've done a lot of documentary work, you've done a lot of second AD work, first AD work, things like that. Could you elaborate a little bit on the things you've been working on so far?
Well, I've been working. I've always been a filmmaker since I was a kid. I was like 10, and we had a family friend who had one of those old VHS video cameras. I used to go around to my mate's house and he was kind of into it, but not I was into it, and I was like, God, wow, this is amazing. So anyway, years later, I became a cameraman, and then I went into drama as a trainee, an assistant, and sort of tried to work my way up. And worked on documentaries and films and all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
Like you can't have that. Yeah.
That's all good. Like Steve and Phoebe, how did you all sort of become involved together? I mean, was this an open call, or have you worked together before? Or?
We've all worked together before, and I think all filmmakers really, like, if you can find people that you enjoy working with, that you can rely on, then it's, you know, sort of a little team. It's the first time you guys have worked together.
Yeah.
We worked on films for quite a while, a number of years ago, I think, and then independents as well. So so just
we've been doing that sort of averaging one short every 12 to 18 months.
Festivals and things like that.
Brilliant. And you've been taking Samuel London versus the World on the festival circuit for a little while longer?
I hope so. Yeah, if they'll let us.
That's brilliant.
Yeah, I'm going to go to America with it next year, I think, just to see what the American audience think.
Yeah.
Because it's going to be so different, isn't it?
That's brilliant.
And then hopefully Europe as well.
Yeah, fantastic. So I think a festival atmosphere is perfect for short films. I think far more so than putting them online, because, I think short films online, a lot of people just watch them on their lunch break, they're only paying a certain amount of attention. But when you're in the auditorium, there's an atmosphere, and people are locked into watching it. So, would you agree that this is the best way to get that out there, to get a short out there?
I think so.
Considering the footfall we've just had in the screen of Sam and here, I've been to 1 or 2 festivals where you've got no one in the audience, and that's concerning. But you take potluck, I guess. But it's definitely the way to go to get more exposure or nationally or internationally for your work.
It's really good for feedback. But I wouldn't discredit the online viral spreading.
Maybe to get the initial punch across, or to create that sort of spark at the beginning, to get people talking about it, so that there is, a want for it online. But
find out what people think.
That's right.
I think it's really hard for filmmakers and with very little money to have an outlet for your stuff, because it's so easy to make stuff. It takes so long to do it. By the end of by the end of this film, we've been in the edit for so long looking at it, I hated it. I didn't want to you don't want it. I think a lot of people don't. So the fact that a festival is kind enough to actually, support us a little bit, they're like, why don't you rip it out in the cinema? And people are going to watch it. It's like, there's nothing quite like that really. That's amazing. And then, I think again, online is a whole different thing. But festivals really, like you said, it is. We just met some really nice people who said some really nice things. Some people said that they didn't understand the bit and they didn't like it, which is great, because constructive feedback is brilliant. If somebody tells you it's not very good, then it's like, oh, okay, that's fine.
That's brilliant. Well, guys, I wish you all the good run with it. I hope that it takes off. It leads to some great things. I hope the future develops nicely.
Thank you for having us.
No problem.
Thanks
Thank you very much, guys.